What is up, everybody? It is Seppo Pajo here and we are at Turku Open. I have a giveaway to announce. We got Prodigy BP1, we got 8 discs, we got a water bottle, we got a towel, and it's going to one of you guys. All you need to do is subscribe to MDG Media's YouTube channel, like the video, and leave a comment down below. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the videos.
Hey everybody, we are back for the last 9 holes of the first round MPO 2024 Turku Open. We are on the Luolavuoren disc golf park, still designed by Seppo Pajo, amazing place to play some disc golf. My name is Maxime and with me Elias Luukkonen.
What's up, Max? What's up, viewers? Nice to be here. For the back 9, that I would say it's about as difficult as the front, but a little bit different. We have some, control shots, some tight shots, and at the end, a couple of open ones.
Yeah, exactly. The back 9 is pretty interesting. Middle of the round is where you try to get your birdies, I think, and let's see if the guys are able to keep the pace. We have James Proctor and Nieminen with the 5 down through the first 9 holes. And yeah, Jakub with the hot score, Mäkelä almost going to the clubhouse with an 8 down, maybe down 9, we'll see. Yeah, let's go, man.
Yeah, and these guys very well on pace to match that 9 under also round, or even improve on that. 5 under on the front, you definitely could do 5 under on the back as well, so I think 10 under possible.
Yeah, let's go on to hole 10, man. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, hole 10, it's just a very classical, straight downhill shot. It's not the tightest of fairways, but there is definitely a gap between these trees that you have to hit. 115 meters, probably playing closer to 100 or 105. There's OB on the right and OB on the left, and even if you go very far beyond the basket, there's a bit of a slope behind. It's easy to go far. It's a tricky hole to park, but a lot of players are ending up, within putting distance.
Exactly. A cool straight shot, mid-range, putter if you have the distance. And depending on what you're comfortable with, amazing shot from Väinö. Almost bullseye, 4 or 5 meters. Could be a turkey for him. He finished the front 9 with 2 birdies. Too much hyzer on the release for James.
Yeah, that's gonna be scrambling. The left side trees, if you go directly inside of them, it's gonna be pretty thick, but I think he's gonna be on the edge just fine. This play I haven't seen before.
Yeah. I think he's the only one to take that route. Really hard for the catch cam to see how it's going, but Silver is around. So he finished the front 9 with a birdie. He could start the back with 1 also. Oh, and that's a shank early release for yesterday.
We kind of talked about this on the front 9. He's more comfortable with the backhand now, but I feel like that's kind of a flashback to the old Jesse that we might have seen before, just not quite consistent with the backhand.
Yeah, and it happens. And that's an okay upshot. He's around 7-8 meters. He's comfortable on the dancing floor since the start of the round.
And Proctor, even with the sidearm approach, I feel like we haven't seen a lot of sidearms. We saw that one on hole 8, which he didn't throw very well. Kind of showcasing that this course doesn't require a lot of forehands. You can play it very well with only a backhand.
Yeah, and a great save from Jesse. He also circles edge in the end. Really nice again. I'm pretty sure he did. Ooh. Yeah, that shows. I think it's the first time I see Silver not being really into his round since the start of the season. I'm so impressed with his game since I've seen him play in Belgium. It's just weird, man, like 5-6 meters, shank onto the left side. I don't know.
Yeah, just not committed, I feel like that can kind of happen when your confidence is a little bit, shaky. Not having a great start to the round. And we're moving on to one of the tightest holes on the course, hole 11. Very low ceiling. This hole was actually lengthened from before, which another really good change, I think. Par 4, you need to throw about 105, 110 meters to get to the perfect sweet spot, which is right about here. It's a straight shot with a very low ceiling, and then the approach, you have a couple of different options depending on where you land in the sweet spot, but it's almost always between, 65 to 80 meters the approach, a little bit uphill, really either forehand or backhand depending where you are.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a wide space to land, where you have some options. So if you're too long, too short, there is a lot of gaps. Just need to adapt from where you land. And that's, a bit too much right side for Väinö. Cut into the trees. Yeah, this one was weird.
Yeah,
Definitely
very
too
early. Yeah, interesting. I feel like he's been throwing the disc pretty well so far. Like his backhand release has looked pretty good. That one not so good. Let's see Silver, known for being a forehand player more than a backhand player. That was a good angle, but just a little bit too far to the right. I'm actually very interested to see. He might have some sort of shot to the basket from there.
Yeah, I think so. It's just, you were talking about a slight uphill. I think it's going way up. It's not that easy to go to the basket, even if you are the sweet spot. And that's a good shot for Jesse, a bit deep. He will have some gaps from there.
And I feel like this is kind of when this hole gets tricky. When you're not in the sweet spot, you have to place your second shot down there. It just makes it feel so long for being such a short par 4. Like even Väinö, he has to hit a pretty tight gap if he wants to get to the basket from this short corner.
Yeah. Catching some on the right side of his line.
Man, this is gonna play so far. I think it's gonna play about 120 to the basket.
Mm-hmm.
And missing the gap, he's gonna be struggling on the right side.
And Väinö with a tight angle to attack the basket. That's gonna be, hard to save the par. Maybe a long look uphill. Let's see if he's able to make it happen. And Jesse with a sweet spot hit, and he will be inside the circle to take a birdie. Yeah, at least one stroke on the entire card, I'm pretty sure. James needs to save this. Okay, 8 meters again. He didn't miss one until now, so it should be okay for him.
Yeah, I just can't see him missing inside the circle right now. Did he hit like 3 outside as well in the front 9?
I'm pretty sure it was 3. He didn't miss any putt. I think the only mistake he did was on hole 2 on the drive from the tee pad. So solid. Maybe slowing down the pace, with 3 pars in a row. If he makes this one, and he is, good save.
Yeah, right in the middle there. I think as these players are showing, it's not the easiest of holes. It's not the kind of hole that you can't really mark it up as a birdie. And even though the par is very manageable, even from an early, very early release like James had, you can still get up and down for the par.
Exactly. So one mistake for Väinö. He will take a bogey, the only one of the group. Let's go, man. Hole 12. This is a beauty.
Yeah, I love this hole. 137 meters. Playing much shorter though, probably playing only about 110. You're going quite far downhill with the OB line on the right side. Very challenging. A lot of the times you're actually flying over the OB on the most of the shots and then fading left at the very end, just in front of this bush. You need to kind of push it forward. The earlier you fade, the safer you are, but the later you fade, the closer you can get to the basket.
Exactly, and as you can see, the drone is showing both of FPO and MPO baskets. We are going for the one on the right side. Are you tossing a fairway driver on this one?
Personally, I'm throwing fairway, but I think a lot of, these players that are comfortable with a hard thrown shot are throwing a mid-range. Like this one looks to be a mid-range.
Yeah.
I think, that's a little bit inside. I feel like Jesse had really the perfect shot. A little bit short, but the line was so good.
Yeah. And, okay, again. That's a different line than the entire field. Needs to stop. Great shot from Silver. 5-6 meters. Same kind of line he made on hole 10 in the end.
Yeah, very impressive. I actually tried that in practice, and it takes a lot of power to even get over those trees. Wow, Väinö just stopping in time.
Nice.
He was definitely going for a slower disc there, I think.
Good shot. Yeah, if you're going fairway driver from the tee pad, you really need to control the power. So easy to just slide too far OB. And that's a tricky putt also. You know, we don't really see it on the camera, but it's slightly downhill. You can easily glide OB if you don't control the putt. Oh.
But did you see that once again, kind of like on hole 1 earlier? He kind of was hesitant. He wasn't going for the full power like his normal putt.
Yeah, I don't know. Väinö is not in his best shape, but it's just a momentum, man. Easy.
Yes, with a good birdie though. He's already 7 under. That's a really hot score. Like if the best round in the clubhouse was 9, he has still plenty of birdie holes. Even though, you know, there are some of the more difficult holes coming up. Think at least hole 14 and hole 16.
Exactly. You need to be careful with those ones. If he's able to go through those ones without any mistakes, take one or two birdies on top of what he already has. And Mäkelä finished his round at 9 down also, matching Jakub's hot round. And as you can see, yesterday is a tied 3rd.
We are here. We are one. We will fight. We will fall. We will prevail. From the fjords of Norway to the shores of Spain, from the fire of Iceland to the hope of Ukraine, 30 countries, one voice. Go Europe.
Let's go, hole 13.
Wow, hole 13. This is one of the longer 121 meter holes that you're gonna see. It doesn't feel like it's uphill, but when you look from the basket down to the tees, I think it's probably like 5 meters uphill.
At least, I'd say.
Yeah, it's playing so far. I mean, a lot of players are going pretty much full power with a nice straight distance driver. Just try to hit the last gap at the end, and if you make a mistake, go a little bit left at the end.
Exact. And chase card check. It feels more like a 140 meters, distance shot, I'd say. And you can see Niklas making it look pretty easy. He's 5 down now. 1 birdie, 1 mistake on the back. And let's go, man. 6 down. Through 13 is pretty nice pace also.
Yeah, really good. But I think you can really see the distance on the hole by that shot. Distance. Niklas was going distance driver with a bit of a flex, and he was still not quite up to the basket. Mm-hmm. So it's playing really far. This one needs to fade left. Yeah, that's kind of the common thing that happens. If you get any sort of turn on your disc, you can so easily end up on those right side trees. They're really grabby. Any disc that's hitting them is almost never sticking. And look at this shot! Going with the forehand roller. I mean, the execution wasn't great, but I kind of love the creativity.
Yeah. He's going for crazy shots, man. Hole 10, 12. His own way. Yeah, overcooked for James. Right side. Hopefully he will have a gap or something to go to the basket.
This is a nice line, just missing a little bit to the left, but as you can see, a lot of the times it actually does go through on that left side.
Exact.
I love the play from Väinö, especially today there was a bit of a headwind on this hole, so a lot of the discs on the backhand were turning over more than usual.
So we have an uphill slope plus the headwind, so hard to get to the basket. And that was almost, man, good line from Jesse.
Let's see Väinö. Can he focus it together? Yes, that's very good putt.
Perfect, man. 4 down through 13, pretty okay.
But compared that to the last putt, this one, he was going with a normal full power stroke. I think it's anytime there's some danger behind the basket, it looks like he's kind of, taking some power off.
Exactly. yeah, trying to avoid huge mistakes on Väinö's side. And yeah, going onto one of the hardest, you'd say?
Definitely so. Hole number 14, even though it's not a super long par 4, only 183 meters. And even you're going a little bit downhill off the tee, just playing so difficult with the gap. You have to throw a perfectly straight shot off the tee. Try to hit it to the ground, you know, under the low ceiling. You can throw backhand or forehand, whichever suits the gap for you the best. And from the sweet spot you have about 90 meters to go. You need to throw a straight shot with just the slightest of turn to the right, maybe at the end. And really tricky green.
Yeah, very hard. If you're short, you will have a downhill putt, pretty dangerous. And Niklas makes it look easy again. Just on top of that small hill. And yeah, knowing the slope from right to left, the forehand option is maybe the best choice. And he's going to be right side. Tricky putt. Downhill, catching the chains. Niklas stuff.
Yeah, it's impressive how he can control the spin on those, you know, putts, even from the knee. Really good wrist action. And that's kind of the perfect way to play the hole. Let's see if our lead card can do the same. Väinö with a really good looking shot off the tee. That's what you want to do. He's a little bit more left than Niklas, possibly opening up more of a backhand straight shot to even a slight left finishing backhand. And yes, no surprises going forehand. Also a really good spot. These players are just nailing this shot right now. You know, you could see the red, black and red stake that they went past. That is the stake that's saying 100 meters left to the basket. So all of these drives are, you know, about 95, almost 100 meters long, which on this hole, that's plenty of distance. You don't need anything more.
That's a great one also. Not the best ground action, but he's down there. Whoa! So much speed on that disc. Yeah, he'll be far behind the basket.
Silver also with the forehand. He's going to be a similar spot to where Niklas was.
Exactly, right side with the downhill putt. And backhand option for James. As you were mentioning, you're trying to put a bit of turn to avoid the fade and going down the slope. That's better.
Yeah, really good touch.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's amazing.
Perfect distance control. I feel like the backhand has more potential to, if you throw it perfect, it's gonna be parked. You know, the forehand can maybe roll or skip a bit more. But the forehand is a bit more consistent, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Backhand, it's just so hard to get the perfect touch on it.
Yeah, but if you make it happen... Oh, stuck into the tree? Not able to repeat Niklas' action. Ooh, and it's in. Okay. Par safe. Weird.
How was that in? It looked like a miss, right?
Wow.
It even like, you heard the sound, it was just hitting the bat or hitting the cage.
How in the world did it stay in?
I don't know. He's gonna be happy with that for making it, but wow. That was one of the worst putts we have seen from Jesse.
Yeah, and just like that, Väinö is 5 down, matching James Proctor score. Pretty nice.
Yeah, very nice. And hole 15 is a good chance to get another birdie, hopefully. 102 meters. It's another low ceiling shot. I feel like that's kind of a theme on these wooded shots on this course. Need to throw something straight with a left finish. Hopefully control the ground play. You want to skip it from about 10 meters short to the basket, but don't throw anything too overstable so that you don't skip to the woods on the left.
Yeah. Good shot from Väinö. I really love this hole. I don't know what you think about this one. It's not the hardest, but the shape is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. I think, well, that's another perfect shot. Great backhand from Jesse. But I feel like this hole, it's kind of like a perfect easy hole, you know? It's a pretty easy hole for these players. Just a regular shot. As you can see, even with the forehand, very manageable.
Okay, and Silver is probably going to be back even. And James slowed down the pace. He was on fire on the front nine. And just, I think he's on the par train 6 or 7 in a row. Yeah, it's pretty clean in the end. I don't say it's bad, but just a couple, but yeah, another one. Yeah.
I'm surprised. Like, you know, that was not too bad of a putt as Väinö. That's a bad of a putt, but, you know, it happens. Feel like he's, well, we have mentioned it before, but he's not quite looking that comfortable on the green.
Pace killer for Väinö. He was on a nice groove, man. 6 down would have been pretty interesting for him. And yes, to go 8 down through 15. As you were mentioning, for the moment, 9 down at the clubhouse is the best score. He's definitely able to make something happen if he's able to go through hole 16 without any mistakes. Yeah, unfortunate miss for Väinö. He would have been able to think about the lead card tomorrow with a make on the previous one. And yeah, let's see, man. Mauri is 8 down also now. Let's go.
Yeah, hole 16, the last really difficult hole on the course. Par 4, once again, not the longest of par 4s, but it's incredibly tight off the tee. You need to hit a shot through a tight gap that also has a low ceiling. Something perfectly straight, you can go forehand or you can go backhand. Really, anything from a putter all the way to a distance driver maybe on the forehand can work. Let's see Hjalte from the chase card.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, the back nine was pretty hard. But look at that drive. It's so hard to go out of those woods on the first shot. Pretty demanding drive on hole 16 and a huge sky hyzer.
Pretty short though, that's like almost 20 meters short. I'm surprised because he didn't have much more than 85-90 meters to the green. And now from like 17 meters.
That's beautiful. So hard to get the birdie on hole 16. Good answer to the struggle he has on the back nine. Back to 6 down, not the best round. Unfortunate after the hot start on the first 9 holes. But he's in the mix.
Yeah, for sure. Feel like this hole suits pretty well for the forehand. Like if you want to get all the way down there, like yes, I think he's trying, but that's a horrible mistake and also not a good kick. He's gonna be in the OB.
Yeah, he's OB.
Man, that makes the hole so long. He's gonna be throwing 3 from, you know, just 20 meters from the tee pad. So pretty much best case scenario now is a 5. And Väinö there. That's a good drive. Let's see if James can also hit it down the middle. Looks pretty nice. Both of them are a little bit on the right side, so probably forcing a more of a flex shot on the second compared to the straight or even a hyzer like Hjalte had.
Okay, so we are witnessing the first struggles of Jesse on this round. Unfortunately on hole 16, end of the round. Could have been perfect. Hopefully he's gonna be able to not make it too bad. I don't know. He's gonna go for a 4th shot in the middle of those woods right side. He's not even outside of the tunnel.
Man, he's gonna be throwing 5 from there, and that's not an easy approach. Like from here, it's about 120 meters
Uphill.
still. Yeah, uphill through the gap. Väinö,
Why?
not happy with the shot. Did you see where it went?
Väinö was... I'm not sure anymore. He went out of the tunnel, definitely. And Jesse will have a possibility to save a double bogey from over the rocks.
And James here, a really good looking angle on the shot. That's what you want to see, a little bit of Anheuser out of the hand. He's gonna be short too, maybe in similar position as where Hjalte was. You know, it's very tricky to gauge the distance on this hole. It used to be much longer. This is another hole that has been completely changed. You know, it used to be a par 5 with the basket about 30 meters further.
And also with a different drive.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know what you think. This one is better?
I'm not sure what I think, but I think this is a really great hole by how it is. It makes so much difference, you know. As you can see, Jesse is putting for a double and these players going for the birdie.
Okay, so James not able to make this, same for Silver.
And yeah, that's a huge mistake for Jesse. You know, being on the pace to make lead card. Now the best he can do after that triple bogey will be 7 under.
Sheesh. Yes, it was an amazing round. That's unfortunate. And James keeping it clean. 7 pars in a row on the back 9, even more if you count the end of the front. And now we have 3 players tied 14th with 5 down onto hole 17. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, what a shape. Really unique shape of a hole. We don't see an Anheuser or a Forehand-Heiser like this very often. It's basically, you can go for either a high or a low shot with either backhand or forehand. The important thing is you have to make the turn at a very specific time and at a very specific angle. So I feel like we're gonna see a couple of backhands and maybe a couple of forehands. Väinö going backhand. Backhand can be, you can throw it as wide as you want, as long as you get the turn, you know, right. And that's early, yeah.
Yeah, catching the trees right side, 2 inside. That's better looking. Yeah, and careful with the cut roll. The slope is really not matching the turnover. If you don't control the angle, you can go down. And then there is Silver's way.
Just get over the tree. Yeah, that's... You know, a lot of the times you hit those trees, I feel like he might have even gotten a bit of a roll. Jesse here going for the low forehand. This is pushing a little bit straight, needs to finish. And that's perfect, just barely before the last trees. That's what you want to do on the forehand.
Great answer to the triple bogey. Silver went OB.
No way, that's so unlucky.
Okay, so it was not a mistake. Crazy. So he rolled down. Unfortunate break for Silver. A round to forget, probably, you know.
Yeah, I think, and you know, I saw him on the next hole live and he was playing super fast. So I think he's very frustrated right now for good reason. I feel like he has played not up to his level, but also he has gotten some bad breaks.
Yeah. But I feel like he played very fast during the entire round. So I think he was frustrated after the triple bogey on hole 1 and didn't really manage to, you know, keep it cool maybe. You know, sometimes if it gets to your head, some bad breaks can happen also. You need to keep it positive. So again, forget about the round. He can do better. We all know it. Let's go, man.
And hole 18, a finishing hole that sets up for a 1-stroke or a 2-stroke swing for sure. An island hole, you have to be inside of the hay bales to have your putt at the birdie. Otherwise you're going to 12 meters for a putt to save your par. It's really just a basic hyzer for these guys. The distance of 116 meters is allowing for them to choose either a overstable distance driver or some players even going for an overstable mid-range.
Just go check. Yeah, great shot. And that's what he needs to be lead card tomorrow. I'm pretty sure he needs to make this putt. He'll be 8 down if he makes it. Not the hugest crowd, but the energy was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's one of the first events we have in Europe where you have to buy tickets to get to watch the event. Tickets are very cheap though, so I think starting at €7.
Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, go check it out, guys, because the tournament is pretty cool. Great players, great venue. Back to the lead card.
Yeah, Jesse just barely over the hay bales.
Oh, wow, okay.
Bit of a risky line. I feel like he went with a bit of an turnover on the forehand.
I feel like there are definitely easier options. Come on. Hey, hunting the chains for Väinö. He will have an inside the circle putt to wrap up his round, to go for 6 down.
James, hopefully to end his par streak here, and I think that's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna go 6 under. That's gonna be a solid score. Not the hot round, but he's still gonna be well in the mix. And Silver here, going very fast as mentioned.
Okay. Good answer to the 2 bogeys he just had on 16 and 17. Again, a round to forget. Bullseye to be +1 at the end of the round. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to win the tournament after that, but
yeah,
he can still make the top 10, even top 5. You just need to shoot crazy hot round.
For sure.
And Ben hit. Okay, opposite.
Yeah, Väinö, another miss on the green. I feel like he was throwing the disc quite decent. He had a lot of putts for birdie that he missed this round.
Exactly. Was not able to capitalize a lot of opportunities, let's say. I think he shanked just that approach on hole 4. Apart from that, the throwing was looking good, actually. So, yeah, if he's able to find the confidence on the green, he could shoot an amazing round tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. And I think all of these players are probably happy, Silver's not going to be happy with his +1, but everybody else still well in contention. Only 3 to 4 strokes back of both Mikael Häme and Jakub Semerad. We saw Niklas there getting his way into the lead card.
That's going to be an interesting lead card tomorrow. 3 countries represented. Mauri Willman, it's been a long time that we had not him on the lead, so pretty excited about that also. And yeah, thank you for commenting together, man. It's pretty awesome. Thank you for watching, guys. And yeah, we'll see everybody on the second round. Excuse me.
See you in round 2 coming out tomorrow.